Don't look now, but we just hit another inflation high that we haven't seen since 1981. The new Consumer Price Index report released today by the Bureau of Labor Statistics surprised a lot of economists who had predicted the cost for goods would, at the very least, stay steady and maybe even go down. But no. The average cost of all consumer goods in the month of May was 8.6% higher than it was in May 2021. That's the largest year-over-year increase since December 1981. In April, the number was 8.3%. So I need you to watch this video to the end because I'm going to tell you about something very important happening next week that will impact all of us when it comes to these inflation numbers. But before I tell you about that, let me explain today's report. The biggest factors contributing to these increased costs: gasoline, shelter, and food. But generally, costs for everything were up in May. Gasoline up more than 4%. That means gasoline in May 2022 was almost 49% higher than it was in 2021. Shelter up a little more than 0.5%. That means the cost of shelter in May 2022 was 5.5% more than it was in 2021. And food up more than 1%, making the cost of food both from the grocery store and at restaurants more than 10% higher than it was in 2021. And in case you're in the market for a car, whether it's new or used, those costs were up too. New cars in May 2022 were up more than 12.5% over 2021, and used cars were up more than 16%. So what's happening next week? The Federal Reserve is scheduled to meet and is on track to raise interest rates again. The question is, by how much? Last time they met, they increased interest rates by 0.5%, but since today's report showed that that didn't do anything to get the inflation down, they may increase it even more. Possibly as much as 0.75%. Now, I have several videos about how interest rates impact inflation and why we are seeing these high inflation numbers. Please watch those videos. They have all the information you need and they can be found in the inflation category on my page. And if you want to read today's report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, I posted it on my website.